Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the WCA EU Qualifiers. We're going to be taking a look at a wonderful match here. Elements One Gaming facing off against Fantastic 5. I'm Lyrical Dota, joined as well by Mopak. Sir, how you doing? You excited about this game number 2 after the craziness of game number 1?
Yeah, it's time to find out what's going to change. How are we going to be switching things up from that? So, first off, I think both teams taking out kind of the big MVPs, right? BZZ. And then Invoker, and then Mitch's Darkseer, not going to be available this time. Once again, we'll more than likely get the Batahari Mirana. And there's no Elder Titan here to pair up. We already had the Shadow Demon taken away. So, still a little bit open as to what they would like for their second pick here in the opener.
I have some people doing yard work outside. I'm not sure if that's being picked up by the microphone or not.
I don't hear it.
All right, wonderful. I've got a great mic set up, apparently. Wonderful stuff.
Excellent.
Good things.
That is good. That would not be ideal.
It's like really loud right in my ear, but that's fine. Shadow Demon's going to be picked up.
I can like barely hear it, only because you said it.
Okay, Shadow Demon, now they're going to hear it the whole game. Oh, man, what have we done? Shadow Demon Drow Ranger versus Mirana, and they take the Centaur this time. That was banned out in the last game. This time it's the Invoker that's going to be banned out, as well as the Darkseer on the other side. So, interesting little combos here. I'm curious to see how this goes. What's the thought behind the Centaur pick this early?
I think it's just a good hero. Like, some teams have had more success with it than others, running in that like position number 1. It's really good at running over Drow for sure. So if you are just kind of safeguarding yourself against the Drow lineup, you just snag that and just stampede at her. What's she gonna do? She's gonna gust like, I don't think she's gonna gust all 5 of you. Hopefully not. Hope you guys can figure that one out. Phaseless Void also avoided. What's going on with that?
That's an interesting one. It does feel like that might be touched here in this next round of picks, but I would imagine that with the Shadow Demon taken that early, it was banned out in the second round, wasn't it? Or maybe it was in the first. I could be wrong.
I think it was first, but I'm not sure.
No.
It's okay.
We did talk about also the possibility that Fantastic 5 could have ran a Huskar in their pool. It definitely feels like that is an option if they wanted to go for it here as well. Obviously no Oracle this time, or no Dazzle this time around, but Oracle works pretty well as well.
Yeah, and no, you're right. It was second phase last game. It was banned out by Elements, so kind of surprised they didn't opt for that again. Instead of just banning out that Dazzle, I guess pretty obnoxious early on, allowed, and it made it pretty easy to get a lot of those early tower pushes for the side of Fantastic 5, so taking that out of the Drow lineup, they might have to go back towards something like, again, like Venge Beastmaster would be a great 2-3, or rather 3-4, I suppose, at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Venge Beastmaster, interesting. And like the other thing that would be pretty cool about that is they've already got, it's sort of the other form of the 2 defensive heroes that Fantastic 5 could run. Elements 1 are going to get the Winter Wyvern denied from them.
That's a really good ban. Combo up the Centaur Warrunner up against any sort of a Drow lineup. That's a smart one to come out, especially because it wasn't there last game either. So it's not really one that you would like necessarily have on the brain, but it would have been very good for them.
In the same vein as that, I wouldn't mind something like a Storm Spirit in the mid lane. We've seen a couple of teams run that fairly consistently now that Invoker's banned out. And it often actually counters out the Wyvern or those other heroes that do counter push on the other side of the map while you're trying to sort of push down the mid lane, because you can just head over as a Storm Spirit and find a pick off and then get out. The Lion is going to be taken though, so maybe making that option a little bit less desirable. And also this is a good way to deal with the illusions.
Yeah, that's another big part of it too. Can't get that super good mid lane hero. I wonder why Fantastic 5 have been running themselves with maybe like any good Shadow Demon combinations. Are they Terrorblade pickers?
I mean, Drow's
they've
okay.
done the Luna, but I mean Luna. Oh, they've done the that was the Wind Ranger yesterday. That was really good.
Yeah, that would also be solid. Well, I mean, do you have to worry that much about the Centaur Warrunner being able to just jump in and double edge you to death? Is that something you need to be concerned about?
I mean, I think you're always kind of concerned about that.
I guess
Warrunner,
yeah,
good hero.
I guess what I should say is, and I guess the puck is kind of the answer to it. You need to start to pick a couple more of those survivable heroes, and maybe even think about a support now that can survive through that or have a way to deal with it in general.
5 seconds
Looks like they're willing to run the center on a couple different lanes too. Like not just that position 1 kind of class we've seen. Looks like they might even be running in the mid lane. That's kind of interesting.
What do you think about like a Shadow Shaman for Fantastic 5?
It helps for the element of the push. It's not bad. You already have Drow though. I don't know why you wouldn't just go Beastmaster or Venge.
Okay.
Compared to that. But, I mean, if you get something where you need a Hex of your own, though, that's where Shadow Shaman can be very valuable, depending on what hero they get for Elements 1. But yeah, it looks like it was actually mid-Centaur Warrunner yesterday, up against a Queen of Pain. And they did come out on top. And he went for that no blink build that we've seen, where you go, like, Hood of Defiance early on.
Oh, right. That was that game.
No, this was a different one.
Oh, it was a different one that they ran that as well. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's a bit of a tier 2 EU thing. I haven't seen it all that often, but it does seem very strong. Like, you can just go and be survivable forever and then use your Stampede to move around and find the kills.
Yeah, they actually ran it middle again with a Mirana and put the Mirana in the off lane, which is kind of interesting.
Huh.
Just send her down there with a all by her lonesome. Well, we shall see. For now, it'll be an IO.
That's
Nice little combo. Kind of similar to like Bat Rider IO, right? Where you just give them like that sudden burst of move speed and you just run at them.
Yeah, that's and I guess also an extra bit of like if you are overcharging and you use your double edge, does that lower the damage you take? It's a kind of it does. Okay. What is
Pretty
that?
good too.
What's the damage reduction on that? It's 20% at max level, and so you would take what's that? 40, 80 damage off. That's not bad. That's actually
Same thing with
good.
the Hood of Defiance too.
Yeah.
You can lower that as well, so it'll be like taking no damage. It'll be great.
Absolutely. I don't know. It just feels like these two supports are not getting a lot done in the early game. That's something I'd be a little bit concerned about in this game is maybe early suffering from not a ton of damage. Like Centaur needs levels before he can really start to be effective. Mirana needs like an Aghanims.
Want to see a Slardar ban?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, the Abaddon. They don't want that dual offlane Weaver Abaddon.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting. I suppose that would have been the play for sure, actually. Can't go for the Mega Greed.
Is there anybody else that fills that type of role where you can be like a just in-your-face dual lane?
I mean, I don't think we're going to get Treant. As great as it would be, I don't think Axe works enough. Like, there we've seen a couple, obviously, like Puppy running like position 4 Axe, but I don't know if that would quite do it.
It does feel like it'd be a little bit of dis-synergist to run a Beastmaster. I like the idea of the Venge that you're talking about, because then you can sort of double down on winning the laning stage as opposed to trying to greet it with the Drow lineup. I always like it more if you really try and punish the lineup, and particularly in this one, like Elements 1, I don't think that IO Lion is a particularly strong lane, and probably it's like IO +1 and then Lion +1, but if you throw out like strong dual lanes, can't you just dominate that?
Ban out that Tiny too. Speaking of which, but it kind of depends. Like, I mean, I don't know where the Centaur Warrunner is going to go. Apparently, they run it mid, which is kind of cool because most people have been running it up into like the safe lane. And again, we get the Omni Knight.
That's the dual lane, I guess. Weaver
There you
Omni.
go. It seems that way.
Man, what a world! What a time to be alive. Shadow Demon
surprised.
Omni Knight on the same team.
Arch rivals.
All right, and it's going to be the Zeus last pick, trying to hold the line, keep his team alive. That's the sort of classic answer for when there's a heavy push lineup, is to throw out the deep push. Do you think it's good enough? Like, do you like Elements 1's draft?
I would say it's kind of like it can snowball, but like, how are you going to snowball when you have some issues with this like Centaur Warrunner? I don't know. I'm not 100% sold. They do switch players, which is kind of weird. So like, typically it is Badr Hari who's actually been hopping onto the actual Centaur Warrunner. I don't know.
This is
But
very
it's going to be a
odd.
swift ending this time. So he's definitely going safe lane then, because they have the Zeus. Don't think they're going to be running any sort of safe lane Zeus play here. And it's going to be Mitch on the off lane Mirana, which is also something that we just don't see too often.
What is it about, like, I remember back in the day you'd play it where you'd try and, hit an arrow on a support, find a solo kill on them in lane or something like that. Is there anything changed about Mirana? Do you still go Ags if you're playing it off lane?
Yeah, unless you're like mega poverty and have to go like Yules or something. That's still the play, or like an early 4-staff sometimes. But of course now you can just arrow the hard camp. So we might see that get blocked out.
Not sure if they want to go for that.
It's certainly scary to run in there right now with the arrow being available just to find a pick off. So I'm going to play that a little bit more safe. There's not great setup for the arrow either as far as stuns are concerned. They only have like, Lion's kit and then the stuff from Centaur. But it looks like all of them are sitting down here in the bottom lane, and LeBron Dota, are they just all going to max this rune? Okay, I guess they just want to try and find a kill. I was wondering.
They're hoping they're going to come and go for the camp, I think, too. Like the early smoke support coming in for the camp, and then you just kill them. It's really common to block that against these offlaners. They're so dependent on it, like the Mirana will be.
Okay. And they did have, a sentry ward on the Shadow Demon here, so they're keeping him back for the moment. And I imagine they'll keep eyes on this. Can't block it forever, block them out for forever. A salve dropped in the trees. But a trash
Sneaky plays.
Interesting.
All right, you all ready to catch a range creep that won't come? It's like, oh, he didn't block. Nice.
So how do you feel about this lane up top here? You got Centaur, Io, and Lion facing off against Omni Knight Weaver.
Well, take a look. How's it really going to go down? Early levels, not much an Io and a Lion can do. They do get the D ward there, nicely played. So that camp will be back at the 1 minute mark. At the same time, Omni early levels is just very weak as well. What is it, 90, I think? Yeah, 90 pure back and forth, which is still kind of cool, but they can't really contest Swift ending off the bat.
Yeah. They're keeping the creep wave in a decent position here, but it does look like it's eventually going to meet back up at sort of the normal equilibrium point. Mag doing a bit of damage. That's one nice part about this, I guess, is that you can get into LeBron and actually do a decent amount of damage to that IO if you eventually get the levels up. But how quickly they're going to get those levels, already trading hits and causing some issues. Oh, purification.
Oh, that was nice. Okay. I like that. The double hit from Meg. I really would like a blink this game. I feel like they're squished enough that a blink is good, but that appears to not be the play. For the most part, he just goes for the... I think he's done the Manta as well, which is kind of weird, because he didn't have a Shadow Demon, so he went Manta the last time he did this, and it was up against a puck, so I don't know if that'll be his play again here. But, like, just getting Heart, just more tankability seems to be the way to go.
I mean, the return damage is pretty absurd because it's 75% of your strength returned as damage, and you have 4 per level. Like, the hero is pretty great as far as what he's doing. So it's 3 damage per level on top of the base. Is that how that works?
You get the yeah, so you get 4 strength every time you level up. Just
well, and then since it's 75% of your strength dealt as bonus damage on top of it, that means that every level you're doing
3 comes from. I gotcha. Yeah.
Dealing 3 extra. Jeez. So by the end, with no items, you're getting a bonus. What is that? Like 75 damage? God,
Yeah,
I'm just taking out all of these.
That's why they just buy like Heart and stuff.
Oh my God. That is so fast farming.
It's so funny. They just like killed themselves on him. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's just like not like any other hero that does this.
And you can't do damage to him then either.
No. And they just like they run.
He just
down
cleared the
lanes.
whole jungle.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I said, I can't remember who was playing it. There was a game. I want to say it was Arteezy on Ember, and someone else was on the Center Orbiter, and he had more last hits than the Ember.
Oh my God. I mean, he's already top of the last hits just after those first couple of minutes. 143. Jesus. He literally cleared the whole jungle. It's all dead, and now respawning again, but swift ending. So then I guess, I mean, Manta style running down running down each lane seems pretty decent to me.
Yeah, exactly. You just send them down, let them do their thing. So, It makes sense if you have a split push scenario where you're trying to break up a big group draft, like someone who's running a Omni Knight.
BZZ, bottom lane, finger of death. And he's just dead. Veil completed, but oh, he was so close to his blink dagger too. Oh man, that hurts. Oh, relocate
coming in.
They want to take down the tower. And the tower is going to be taking the return damage. I want to see how this looks. Oh my god. It actually drops so quickly. I guess that's all the creeps on top of it too, but still. Easy. So how do you get back into this though? Like, if you're Fantastic Five, do you just try and sort of 5-man at this point, or do you try and farm up to your next item?
I imagine the blink from BZZ has to play a giant part of it. Like, I'm not sure what else can really break them back open. Do you even finish the Lincoln Sphere? I don't think you finish the Lincoln Sphere on Meg. Maybe you do. Oh, I don't know. It's a tough call. He's going to go for it. But their damage, maybe the Drought War will make up for it, actually. The 46, that's kind of good. All right. Yeah, I'm all right with that. So get the Lincolns. I mean, there is certainly the Lion, and just even the Zeus, too, in general. Can be pretty handy for.
It does feel like... I think Fantastic Five feel good about their draft going in the late game. But likewise, it does seem that that's the same case for Elements, that they're comfortable going late game against it too. It's always this unique situation where, well, they might just find Mag if he's not careful. It's this unique situation where, with a new sort of late game carry, where maybe if you haven't seen it before, or if you're not super familiar with it, you don't know what your late game is going to be.
And this is the best part, right? Yeah. This little business. The tower just killing itself on Centaur War Runner.
That's crazy. He literally doesn't care. He's just going to stampede in. The rest of the team is there. Yol is dead. And that is a dead tower. Jeez. Look at this go. He has 2,300 HP at this point in the game, on top of a Vanguard hood. Oh, jump down on the bottom lane. They're going to try and take down Milan. There's the Illusory Orb, and should be a kill. He's going to end up going away from this for the moment. Puck pauses the game. Okay. Weird.
I just realized people thought I meant, like, I don't know who's on RTZ's team. No, it was NEL, guys. Chill out. God damn. You're all so dumb, honestly. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so it was NEL RTZ. I want to say... yeah, I don't even remember.
LeBron's going
that
down.
Game. Yeah, he's dead.
I can't really stop Swift Ending from TPing away, though. Meanwhile, the bottom over here, Mitch is not going to be able to quite find a catch, as he does have Ags and Blink.
Mitch Dota, he's playing the carry. I mean, when you have Centaur Warrunner, someone's got to do it, but no, Centaur Warrunner's the real carry. Mitch's just that magical damage on top. Nice, gets a miss. Or doesn't get the miss chance uphill. That would have been so disappointing. He probably had to just throw the arrow, honestly, for dignity purposes.
There you go.
Yeah. So what's on that courier anyway? Oh, the heart. It's happening.
Jeez.
The business. 300 gold and they'll have it.
Do you double down again? I kind of like the idea of seeing the Manta style. God, look at the creeps. What the hell?
I know. Isn't it weird? They just like suicide.
What?
I think that's what I'm talking about.
How is this a thing?
It's so funny.
They take a third of their HP. Oh my god.
There's the heart done now.
What is this game that we're playing?
I don't know, but they're starting to make it look like a game number 3 now. Of course, last game.
Is that a similar type of thing? That is Zeus spotting out Yol. A quick little jump. They do still have the... Oh my god, yeah, he's just super dead. There's no way for them to really stop that. And the tower is going to start to drop.
They're splitting the map extremely well from Fantastic Five. They're only down less than 2,500 net worth. Like, there's not a real difference there. The problem is just, like, can they kill the Centaur at this current time in the game?
Mag got off Sakuchi.
No blink, though. Oh, he's looking for the damage. Oh, they got him to stomp.
He does still have time lapse available. Oh, into the arrow! Oh! Wow. Mitch Dota.
That's tough. What can you do? He knew. Is that what it was?
He calculated.
He knew that was coming.
Yeah. I mean, he probably did. He knew. I don't think he knew where Weaver was, but he expected that there was going to be some time-lapse shenanigans, I guess. Jesus. I keep on wanting to watch Swift Ending. It's not super interesting, but, like, the creep's dying. Look at it. He's 2,000 or 214 last hits at this point in the game. And he just takes no damage for himself.
Yeah, I know. It's not even like someone you can gank or something, you know? Who's like mega split farming really fast by like tanking up creeps or something like that. No, no, no. That's not the Centaur life.
So here's
Centaur life is max HP all the time.
So here's my question then. Like, normally you think about something like a Naga Siren, which farms very rapidly as well. And that's a hero where it's not so much, you can eventually just take down towers and, you know, rat out the game, push the creep waves consistently. Is it the same type of thing with Centaur here, or does he turn into a team fight hero with all of his net worth?
Well, that's the thing. Some players will build into like a blink or a force staff or something to do that, and then other heroes just go like that Manta. So, maybe on Swift Ending to decide. I would like.
Oh, arrow hits onto Illidan. They do jump forward. Guardian Angel as well. A lot of damage. They've killed off the Lion already, but everybody on the side of Fantastic Five is going to start dropping relatively low. They've killed off one. Maybe going to be able to get another. Illidan still running down Bari Heidi. It does look like he is going to kill off that Shadow Demon, and now Illidan drops. God, 5-second cooldown on that spell as well. The crush, he gets it. Oh, Mag? Is he there? Breaks the Lincolns. Zeus
Still
did go
6
down.
seconds still arrow. Yeah, I mean it's 2v2 right now.
Well, that's
They really want to clean. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that follows you everywhere.
Arrow almost got him, but still, it's a pretty decent fight there for Elements. Trying to find the Miranda, but she blinks away.
Just goes mid. Gotta get that gold.
Oh, the Mag might run into Lion here. Yeah, he needs to back. He was ready.
All right, well, that's the play, right? Kind of go into the old pop everything on Omni at the second you hear Stampede. So that's going to be the way for them to try and get back in this game. Decent cooldown on the Guardian Angel. No real cooldowns to work about like that on the side of Elements. I guess Thunder God's Wrath could be considered with the minute and a half. But 150 seconds, again, extremely long time. So they could, like, maybe head into Roche or something right now if you're Elements. I'm not sure. They don't really have a team to capitalize on it, unfortunately. So perhaps that could be one shortcoming here. Speaking of which, we haven't seen that at all from the Radiant side, despite being the Drow. They haven't tried to, like, sneak that one over. Drow and Weaver, and Mag, again, going to capitalize on the fact that he gets all this damage from that Drow Ranger and just go straight for the BKB.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not what I completely would have expected, but I guess it makes sense. Does Return Pierce BKB? It does. Oh,
yeah.
Man. Is this something that you feel like needs to get nerfed before TI? Like a last-minute one? Like, is this the new disgusting mode?
I don't think it's gotten enough attention yet, unfortunately. I don't know. Roche is just killing himself on it, too, so maybe they can Roche. I don't see a major problem with it quite yet. Like, there's definitely some shortcomings. Like, because the build he's gone, look how much farm they're still getting out of the map right now.
Yeah.
Then again, they also just won a fight, or at least went evenly traded on the fight, and it's still heading the way of Elements, so I'm not sure.
Maybe it's the answer to Drow, and not necessarily just like the answer to everything. He is a tanky monster, but you think about like Sunray in this type of situation, or you know, going back to some of those percentage-based damage things, Doom Inferno Blade, stuff like that. Maybe that's the answer. Well, Zeus getting picked off here is certainly not the answer. They are going to actually go for the Stampede, and now looking for a bit more. They might be able to kill off the Omni Knight. Arrow goes through, not going to kill as of yet. Weaver is also in the midst of all of this, alive. Milan catches him. Oh, Mag.
Nice.
Mitch is godlike.
It's really important that Milan actually got the space of that blink dagger this game, because again, we've had so many late games lately with Lions that have not had those blinks until so late in the game, like 35 minutes kind of stuff.
Very good that's not the case this time. He's capable of getting that up pretty quick.
This cracks me up, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just like let the
Look at
tower hit
Illidan.
you.
Illidan is killing himself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's your plan here? They're going to be able to catch Milan, bring him low, but Earn back up and looks to be alive.
Nice save. Following him up now, too. Actually has the bottle on him. He finds BZZ. He can just control him up while his team takes the tower.
Still looking for more. Alright. Ends up getting the phase shift off for the moment. LeBron Dota. Not going to catch him, but yeah, the tower is down.
Oh, he wants it. Oh, he just barely missed.
Alright, back the other direction. Thought that he went that way. Meanwhile, Weaver is here as well. They're going to TP out. Yeah, they realize this is getting too scary. Lift up with the Yule Scepter, though. And LeBron should be dead.
Oh, well, they lose the least expensive hero on their team. And they get the tower in the mid lane. Not too bad. Swift ending. Still freely split pushing up here. I don't think they're going to do anything about it.
He went for the boots of travel, too.
And the casual plate mail. See if that ends up turning into just the full AC for his team.
I think return also, it's the same as what blade mail is now, too, that it's based upon the incoming damage, not the damage reduction. Is that correct?
Well, you don't even need any of those little reduction things either, just because it's just like when the attack is targeted at you, right?
Okay. God. Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same way earlier, and I was like, oh wait, I guess that doesn't apply here.
Yeah.
Now Diffusal Blade for the Mirana versus an Omni Knight. So this is gonna be good, of course.
This is the first time that I've seen this thing with the Centaur. This really does blow my mind. It's ridiculous. It's the weirdest thing ever. I guess that eventually they've taken down all of the towers, and he's their answer for high ground also. That he just kind of doesn't care about anything.
Yeah, well, it's kind of similar to Alchemist, right? Where it's a lot of the same ideas of like pushing out lanes, but you don't do it quite as fast. Farming gold, but you're still not quite as fast. But you still do get this element of there should be a timing in the game where I'm just unkillable, and I need to like make that good for my team. And he does. He goes back for that Yasha. So this seems to be his own kind of build. I haven't seen too many Mantas, but I eat. Top lane, Milan hunting Meg. Oh, he pops to BKB.
All right, relocate in. They're going to try and save him, but that must mean that LeBron is dead too. Glimmercape? Alive, maybe? Oh, lift!
Oh, genius!
Staying in the spot. Now they found on the other side the puck. Not quite going to get him as of yet. They do reveal where he's at. Zeus almost with the Octarine core, but he's down bottom, and he's going to be able to escape. Meanwhile, up top here, Mag still turning on to Mitch. Not going to be able to do enough damage. Arrow?
I definitely start to get worried here. I feel like they haven't abused the unkillable hero part of the Centaur Warrunner enough.
Well, we're going to see how it goes. Illidan is almost down to half HP at the end of all of this. And it looks like he is still unkillable. Mitch is here as well. Does a good amount of damage in a second. Possibly Swift Ending dropping low. If they can find this kill, that's a good amount of gold. But who gets the Shadow Demon? Now the Mirana... or rather the Zeus, Mirana from last game, Zeus this game gets brought down. So the turnaround is there, and it is still a Drow Ranger draft. You got to be careful about Fantastic 5.
Yeah, they just kind of missed that window. Oh wow,
Oh
that was quite the spell. A little bit. It turns to be a little bit of a feed here.
Yeah, that's 3 heroes dead, and like you got a good Earth Spike, but to what end?
And look where Meg is too. Like he's doing a great job split pushing right now, putting this pressure on them.
Oh, Mag, time lapse away. They're still going to end up losing a lot down in the bottom lane. And buybacks, like, they don't have it. This is going to go down here. All right, immediate jump forward. Mitch silenced twice over. Ghost Scepter keeping him alive. But still, that's the tier 3 down. And the other thing we didn't really talk about, Silver Edge on Drow Ranger. So maybe that unkillable side is going to even not work any further than it was before. Like, all right, everybody's back up, but now your barracks are down.
Oh. Looks like even Centaur can't help catch them either. The Stampede.
That was really close. Well,
One random creep just kind of comes out, sacrifice himself to Swift Ending down here. I'm not sure about that, but all right.
So yeah, I guess this is. I kind of was wondering if this was the new sort of cantankerous hero, but maybe not making the most, as you said, of that timing when it was very strong. And now I want to see how he translates this into the later stages of the game, because they don't really have, like, they've got damage to fall back on that's magical, but that does sort of fall off in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, they have a couple elements that are just naturally extremely good, like Soul Catcher being one of the better ones. Just any sort of giant beefy monster kiting him with the Purge. Like, when he's alone like this, it doesn't matter. He's still gonna die. That's the weird part, that they're just not really capitalizing on this.
You'll set your lift up. They're trying to get the rest of the team in here. He's still rather tanky and is going to get caught for a moment, and LeBron Dota not going to be able to save him as of yet. Swift Ending goes down. Omni Knight finds the kill. They've still got LeBron Dota over here. He's going to end up getting away. But that is Centaur dead twice now in the space of just a couple of minutes, and a good amount of gold going the direction of the Radiant.
Maybe it's just they don't have, like, the usual heroes to follow up on it. If if Centaur is being focused by 5 heroes, who punishes that? The best thing you have is like a Blink Earth Spike from Lion.
Or like a Naga Siren yourself is the other option, maybe. It's one of those like huge ones, but in the meantime, you keep on losing heroes, and this is sort of the moment in the draft that Fantastic Five, I guess, we're looking for. You got Deso on the Weaver and gonna take another lane of Barracks. I think Fantastic Five have this.
Yeah, it seems like they're like, I don't know, they've done the Centaur before and it's worked out very well for them, but this time just not quite able to find it. It's pretty much the best way I can describe it, I guess. I don't know. They didn't have any sort of a cohesive game plan. They just kept sending Centaur down lanes, but that's not eventually going to win you the game.
Oh, God. And Mitch now going to drop as well. The tier 3s are going to start to fall. It felt like there was moments where it could have worked for them, but just not the case this time around. Zeus buys back. VCZ needs to be a little bit careful, but they're not going to be able to find him. And the tier 3 up top is already gone. Like, this is going to be the melee barracks going down. The Gust comes out as well, turning onto LeBron. He's dead, and oh God, Zeus just trying to run away desperately, but they're on top of him. They're too big. They just ignore Swift Ending. He's not doing anything in this game. Like, he's not hurting them enough to warrant them focusing him, unless he's all alone, which is the other way that they've made it work. Oh, Mag is going to time lapse away from them here, so
he wants it.
Yeah, he's
go
good.
back, kid.
He could just turn onto Milan there. Oh, break the Lincolns. One more hit. All right, it's gone. But still, that's
Fireman to the fountain.
a couple of lanes of barracks going their way. They do lose 4, but Drow Ranger's still alive.
What a weird game of Dota 2.
What a weird couple of games of Dota 2. This has been like the strangest series in the world. We had like throws abound in the last one. This game, the Centaur Warrunner safe lane that
It's It's like Centaur's playing against 9 heroes this game. That's kind of what it feels like. Like, he's not grouping up with his own team. He's just getting ganked on by 5 heroes on the enemy team. I don't know.
Well, and this was the issue a little bit. It just felt like with their draft was that late game Fantastic Five, you've got Weaver, who can become just one of the most ridiculously strong carries in the game. Just untargetability and his natural kit, all that it brings them. And then Drow Ranger also. Puck becomes a monster late game. All of these heroes are so good. And then what do you have on the side of elements? You've got Mirana, which is good in the context of having other right-click damage heroes. You've got Zeus, who's good in the context of other right-click damage heroes. And then Centaur, who's... I don't know. I don't know what his place is in this game. I don't know if he knows what his place is in this game.
He's a lost soul. I don't think he's quite fully aware as like what he's really supposed to be doing. Sieging towers or something. He definitely created some space for like Mitch to get really farmed and everything, and same thing for Badr Hari.
There's something here. There's definitely something here that
some teams have run it very successfully too.
I want to see more of those teams. not to take too much crap onto Elements 1, but it feels, and like you said, they have run it successfully themselves as well. But
well, like this is what I see in their last games. They had they ran it mid, and then they had a Morphling, and they had a Sven, and that seems to me to make a lot of sense because that's the kind of heroes I would want to be making space for. Not like a Mirana that just has that kind of cheeky nuke.
Oh, man. All right, well, BZZ does get hit by the arrow in the end, and a lot of damage still getting thrown out onto the side of Elements. They pop the Guardian Angel, gonna just run at him. That's a dead LeBron Dota. Swift Ending is gonna go down himself. Armin might fall, but to what end? Jesus, Illidan just destroyed that puck, or rather the Mirana. And now buybacks across the board, but he can just run away.
Now the benefit is he can just sit in Mega Creeps, and their base will never die.
That is true, but he might. Maybe that's the end result to a sort of safe lane farming Centaur. I don't know. They still have Silver Edge to take off return, which is a scary concept as well. Aegis down.
Well, I would call that mission accomplished from Fantastic 5. Getting out after that, only losing their Omni Knight, 2 buybacks, 5k gold swing, yada yada yada. Surprised they're not just GGing out, honestly. Side of the dire. Maybe they're thinking there's some sort of a YOLO push potential. Not sure I agree with them.
I don't know. This is the most bizarre series of Dota 2 I've casted in a while, and in the end it just becomes a 2-0.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part about it all. Of course, it does help us get back on schedule.
That's true. That first game was a bit of a doozy.
She was a long one.
And as we see, the Illidan right-clicks onto the Zeus, almost able to find the kill, but not quite there. Kings come out. They've got eyes on the base, too. Well, at least it's just the sentry, actually. Do you try and end it right now? Do you just play it safe?
I mean, it's Megas. I'm sure it's fine. You can just send in illusions. I'd be getting a little bit irritated probably if I was the ratings, but guys, come on. Like, don't make us do this.
Yeah. They don't have another series to play, but Swift Ending gets the return taken off them for the moment. There's a Stampede as well. I think, though, that with Milan dropping and a couple of these other heroes going down rather rapidly, Mitch Dota going to get taken down, and God, the Weaver just does so much damage at this point. Illidan has actually taken a lot himself, but return is going to keep him alive, and with the defensive disruption, everybody goes down. GG, well played. Fantastic 5, 2-0 over Elements.
Well, they were certainly some innovative games. Can't really say that. Some pretty big standout plays from both teams today. Mitch tried his best on the Darkseer, wasn't enough game number 1. And this game, all around, kind of solid, just team effort. Meg, I think, really stood out this game, just the way that he was able to split push so much of the map for so long. Like, yeah, he went down a couple times, but the fact that they never allowed that big group up to happen, I have to imagine that's what Elements were looking for, and it just never really came to any sort of fruition there. So, ends up just being a quick kind of 2-0. Well, not that quick.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Centaur get experimented with more, because there's definitely something there, an sort of utilized and recognized maybe part of his kit, the return increase, the damage that we've seen, but it's going to take smarter minds than ours, I'm sure, to figure it out. Maybe we see it at TI, who knows? But
oh, for sure, I think.
No.
Someone will pull it out.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, Lyrical Dota as well as MopPax, your two casters. We are going to be back in just a little while with our, I think, final series of the day, if I'm not mistaken. And that one is going to be
that's the last one.
Ad Finum facing off against Flipside, which is set to start in 24 minutes. So stick around. Any final thoughts before we sign off here?
No, just looking forward to the next two series. Definitely recommend it. Of course, Ad Finum again and Flipside. Two teams that showed up pretty well yesterday, so just looking forward to watching them play again.
All right, well, we'll be back in just a little bit, guys. See you then.